and we both spontaneously die.
Exactly. Well, welcome back to another episode of Pandtha Talks. We're still going. Episode 7?
7, yes.
Jesus Christ. What is going on? How are we alive?
Premiered this morning at 10 a.m. on the
It
schedule.
did. We didn't fuck up this week. Well, hey.
We never fucked up. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, I totally didn't have to go out like 2 minutes to midnight.
No.
Which, I would like to address something as well, actually, while we do this episode.
Yep.
Episode 5 went
Yeah.
from over 100 views to 30 views. From 30 views to 28 views. From 28 views, yesterday dropped to 12 views.
Yeah, it's currently sitting on 12.
I don't know what went on.
Did YouTube have a stroke?
I honestly don't know. I'm actually curious as to whether or not someone sat there refreshing it.
Really?
It's a possible option. I'm just not sure how it would have gone. It's problematic to say the least, but it's up, it's still running, and we're happy it's out. And to be honest, I'm happy that it's got. We slowly seem to be gaining viewers because, like, the first episode got 20, which is pretty good. Then episode 2 got 10, episode 3 got 8, episode 4 got 10, and then we're going up to 12 with episode 5. So we're seeing a slow increase, which is nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first episode always ends up doing better than the others. The way things go. But I'm happy. We're enjoying it, which is the important part.
Yep.
I'll also give you, Will, an update in regards to the podcast downloads.
Oh, go on.
We're at 36 downloads.
Very nice. That's going well as well then.
Oh yeah, we're now on Amazon Music. Sorry, not Amazon Music. We're now on Apple Podcasts, which at first I was like, what's that really going to give us? The reason I ended up doing it was because of a website called Good Pods. It's also an application, and basically, it's for sharing podcasts around. It's quite nice. I quite like it, but that's where it came from with Apple. Turns out Apple also publicise it everywhere. So we're now on Audible and loads of other places that I had no idea about until I searched our podcast name. So yeah, we're suddenly in lots of places. That's pretty much all I can really say about that. It's a bit mad, but we're happy to be doing it, doing well enough, and that people seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, the episode 5 actually had 11 downloads in total, which is insane, to be honest. But yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see more and more as time goes on.
Exactly, mate. But, as everyone has probably noticed, last week's episode, it was called Afterthoughts. It was pretty much concluding quite a lot of what we had to say in regards to Hogwarts Legacy and coming into Atomic Heart releasing. Now, since then, Atomic Heart has released. Sons of the Forest has released. Microsoft and Blizzard took a swing at Sony. And we got comments on the last TikTok that was to be released for episode 4. Episode 5. And basically, we've got all that to go over this week.
Simply put, it's been quite an interesting week, and we have a lot to go over.
Yeah, there's quite a few points. I'm quite unsure about where to start, actually.
Well, I feel like we should start with Hogwarts because this will be probably the last week of it.
Hogwarts, I don't really have anything to add. Oh yeah, the comments. That's the point.
Yeah.
So we'll
That's
start
how
with the
the comments
comments.
were based over, and then we can move on to new releases or any updates for games already released and stuff like that we have to talk about.
Yeah, sounds like a great plan. Right, I will switch over the screenshots channel. I will also share my screen with you, so it's a bit easier.
Hi, sir.
There we go. Perfect. That all seems fine. There's nothing on here I need to hide because everyone can kind of just see this crap, and there you go. Right. So it kind of blew up. This happened overnight. We have no idea why. This one was posted a day ago, and then all of a sudden, things kind of just got a bit mad. But we'll start off going over all the posts in order of how they were posted here. I think that's probably the best way of handling it. My comment is clear to say, it's basically just saying we're going to discuss these points today. So that's now what we're about to handle. So this post in question that actually got the comments was, are you actively supporting J.K. Rowling by buying Hogwarts Legacy? This was a clip of me and Will discussing 2 weeks ago about Hogwarts Legacy, how we were, did we support J.K. Rowling? No, we didn't. We made that clear, and about how game developers also profit from that money, and that's where most of the money goes to. It goes to all the other places, so on and so forth. And also proceeded to discuss the major point that a lot of people make about, in regards to the other situations in the world, such as child labour, things such as that, being used to produce major products like smartphones, and no one really blowing up as much in regards to that topic. We discussed all that in this clip. This is where all the comments have come from. With that little bit of context, we'll get into it. So the first comment, nice and short, asterisk, it is. I asked him, it is what, but I think I've got an idea. We believe that he is trying to say it is supporting J.K. Rowling by buying Hogwarts Legacy. It's the only thing we can make out because he's kind of unwilling to ever get back to anyone with any point.
To want to respond.
Yeah. One guy said he bought 2 deluxe versions to show his support. Now, I need to specify this. I don't know whether he's talking about the support of the game or the support of J.K. Rowling. I'd imagine due to the clip in question to J.K. Rowling, because he could have responded to any of the other clips posted throughout the week, but he chose this one.
Yep.
And to that, I have to personally disagree, but that is my personal opinion. I'm not going to sit and scream profanities or anything else to him. End of the day.
We both disagree with him and think what he's done is wrong.
Yeah.
If that's fair to say in your name as well, Roy.
Yeah, 100%.
Doing something like that is just sort of insinuating still the same hateful behavior.
Yeah, it really is. And as much as I do disagree with him, though, I do have to always go by the idea it's his opinion. I cannot enforce mine upon him. And so it's as simple as that. I'm not able to force someone else to believe the same that I do. And I'm not going to. So I'm just going to leave him to that. Happy for him or not, so on and so forth. Now, this guy I had a similar opinion with. A guy called Rez. Leave the games alone. True gamers don't give a shit. We just want to live our childhood. I kind of agree with him in regards to we don't really want anything to do with the politics or any of the situations going on around it. We want to, as me and Will discussed in that clip, people get lost in games. We try and escape into these other worlds. Let us do that.
We're
Let
gamers,
us.
we wanna play a game, enjoy it, and just spend some time in it. We don't want to load up a game and have to deal with all the real life things around it whenever that's what we're trying to escape in the first place.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And that's where I agreed with him. Now, this is the guy in question, why I had to make the comment before. He stated that, so someone's upset people, someone's words upset people, and it's a big thing. But billions of people buy child slave made clothes and technology, and I don't see this energy. Someone else put this, I've been saying this since the start. As I commented in response to this, I spoke about this exact point within the clip, which we did. We discussed it itself, and we said that many people were coming up and saying that they don't see basically the same backlash for this situation. But as I also explained within that clip, the reason that that is not looked at or paid attention half as much, sad as it is to say, is because we're a society that is reliant on technology, clothing, so on and so forth. And that is just the truth of it. People are willing to overlook a bad situation when it comes to benefit them. And it's as simple as that.
Yep.
Now on to Noodle. Noodle's an interesting person. They only left one comment in actuality, but as you can see, it went on with David. Noodle supports her views because she's very proactive in female rights. She isn't transphobic, in Noodle's opinion, and that they believe that this is bullshit left misconstruing facts. Or, as he actually put, or they put, misconstruing facts. Because, the English vocabulary is a difficult situation in
Entirely
general.
sure what he's actually trying to say after that, because there's quite a few different possibilities.
I believe what they're trying to say is basically that they believe that the left are trying to tweak facts in their favour.
Hmm.
Now, Sam Yee immediately jumped up. I'm a lefty, and totally agree with you. Including my lefty friends, it's not a left issue. Now, I know you and me were reading this just beforehand, and both of us immediately pulled up the fact that the word left is used way too often in that.
Hmm.
And half of it just does not make sense.
No, they seem to be using left and right as a name for each side on this fight, which
Yeah,
does throw you off a little bit. But once you understand that that's for some reason how it's being done, then you can start to kind of follow it.
I know why, and it's literally left wing, right wing politics.
Yeah.
And, like, I can understand why they're pushing it to that idea, because the left are known to be more. The left side are typically more, like, how can I put it? They're all for modern changes and basically acceptance of everything, that sort of thing. Whereas the right are more, well, as we have in our country, conservative. They want to conserve what is and not really change too much. That's the usual way of it going, anyways. I'm sure I'll have
Which,
someone.
change is inevitable.
Exactly. That's the big thing that needs to be accepted. Change will always
Eventually,
come,
yeah, eventually everything will change.
100%. It's always going to happen, but people are just so afraid of change they don't want to accept it. David continued, to be fair, it's a major left issue. Not saying it's everyone in the left, but obviously, but not. But not.
Now, who is the left issue? I'm not sure.
I do not know. Nit. Whatever the hell they're trying to say there. Nit. So yeah, absolutely baffling.
maybe the N is a fat finger and it's meant to just be it is a left issue.
Possible.
I'm not sure. Who knows?
Yeah, he's just said knit. Yeah, we think it. Will just said he thinks it's a mistype.
Maybe he's typing it on
But
PC, seeing as people use TikTok on their computers now. And as he hit the space bar with his right thumb, he hit the N or
yeah,
something. It's my best guess, dude.
but with his right thumb. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
forget. There's many double-handed typers.
yeah, I did. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you
Yep,
telling me here? What are
I
you admitting to me here?
I one hand type.
Ew.
Apart from no, wait. Sometimes I do double hand, but it's very
So
rare.
far over the other side of the keyboard, dude.
No, I just have one hand that goes all the way across the keyboard.
That's just so far over.
Yeah, gaming on a keyboard really has taught me some weird skills. Oh. Sam Yi continued though. By that logic, you could go further back and blame the right for the trans hate in the first place. Now, I don't understand what happened here, but it went from agreeing to suddenly arguing against each other about the same point. So, I don't know whether they need to have a long discussion about what the hell they're fighting for, because they all seem to be like on similar point, but they don't like the
It
other person.
it's very confusing. They're arguing for both sides whilst being on neither side.
Yeah,
Is honestly what it looks like because they keep saying that this one started it, but then also the other one did nothing about it.
yeah,
And it just sort of spirals off into things like that.
yeah. I'll be honest, I don't really care about the rest of this because this is at this point just an entire conversation about them going back and forth between each other. Nothing to do with the original topic, just devolving. If you want to have a read of it, it is on the TikTok. Feel free to take a look.
I mean, I would just throw in there. You only really need to take the first comment of that whole conversation
Yeah,
of Noodle saying that she isn't transphobic whenever that doesn't seem to be the case at all.
yeah, as I said, it's a really messy area. At parts, there has been some tweaking of the facts of her tweets, and I will admit that. I've said that for a bit. There is some tweaking that has been done over time that people have basically added their own two pennies worth for what they think she means rather than what she's actually posted. And that has happened. But at the same time, the things she has said has caused harm. She knows it's caused harm, but she's still continuing with it. And that's as simple as it seems to be. Now, people can make of that as what they will, but that is what's happened. If you're wanting to post links of sources or anything, as I said, the TikTok's there, Twitter's there, my Discord's there. You
I'd
know where to do it.
like to add to that and also say, try not to do what these guys have done. If you want to have a conversation or an argument rather of what they're having, maybe take it into your own private chat.
Yeah,
And again, don't be like projecting hate towards any one specific person because that's nothing of what we want to see.
no, exactly. I'm a type of person who I like to have a discussion, but discussions end where hostility begins. Don't ever be hostile. Just discuss facts and points. Have a conversation because you never know what a person with the information could actually do with it. They can learn a lot and they can change opinions. It's about having a discussion of facts. That's really my point on my stance on a lot of these things. So then we've got Mr. R. Smelly. I don't even know what to say about that.
I guess the R stands for really.
Yeah. She didn't say anything fucking bad. half the people who speak out against her didn't even read her tweets. Once again, I'd like to see some sources of this. I'd be happy to have a look at them. If you can send them across, happy days. But happy to respect your stance on it, if that's what you say. And I'm happy that you didn't actually go at anyone for that one. This person says they're loving the game. Here we are. And when has anyone's moral compass really influenced purchasing decisions? The battery in your phone, food you eat, and clothes you wear have worse origins. Which is true.
Yeah, they're not wrong with that.
No, they're not wrong at all. And as I did go over earlier, the purchasing decision in regards to phones, technology, a lot of clothing, foods, etc. Reason it's looked over, simply put, it's because they benefit from it. And it's simple human nature in regards to that. And that's just the sad truth on that regard. David, again, rears his ugly head. I don't know what's up with the guy. That's why. He's a Man United fan. I get it.
That's a stab right there.
I'm not a football fan, so I can say that without any issues. Stating biological facts is not transphobic. I fully support JK. Why wouldn't I? Am I supposed to believe a man can be a woman and vice versa? No, thank you. You're welcome to believe what you wish. But as Rob posts, literally just under you, a woman and a female are not the same thing. How is it 2023 and you don't know the difference between gender and biological sex? Yes, a man can be a woman because gender is a man-made construct that can be changed, not a biological issue.
There's not really much else you need to say about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Like, as I was saying, though, the only bit I can really add to it is simply put, you're right. You can believe what you wish to believe, David, but the facts of the situation are different. You can state biological facts, but when they're talking about gender facts, not biological facts, they're kind of two different points, mate. So have a look at that before you try and run an argument against Rob again, I guess, because he seems to have a few fair points to throw back at you there. But yeah, that was the fun little fiasco in regards to our TikTok account. And just to throw this out there now, I'd quite like to mention this briefly. Our social medias, so TikTok and Twitter, with a YouTube Shorts possibly, are run by someone else, our social media manager. They're doing a great job, they handle it pretty well, and they actually came to me this morning with some of these comments to tell me that they'd actually been blocked. I told them to push them through because at the end of the day, everyone deserves the right to be heard publicly. That's the way I think personally. As long as they're not being racist, I couldn't really care too much. I will address it publicly if they're being offensive to a degree that cannot really be tolerated in a public space. Simple as that. But they're doing a great job. If you want to check out our socials, please do. It'd be great to get more comments and feedback on there and actually see what people want to say. Also, I've just seen, well, I don't know if you've seen this. I've one here finally reached 1,000. Well, 1,002 views.
TikTok, you mean?
Yeah, on TikTok. And the spoken review that called the gaming community racist got 500.
I see that.
Oh, that one was a shit show.
Yep. 1,002 views.
Mental, man. Mental.
Broke 1K, dude.
Yeah, we actually broke 1K. It's insane.
Very quickly, too.
Yeah, to be honest, when did actually that get released? The 30th of January, so in less than a month. That's not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. Very nice.
I mean, the first 900 pretty much were in a much shorter period of time than that.
Yeah, we got to like 960 within the first 6 days, so. And then after that, it just dropped to a grinding halt. but that one was fun.
Well,
Oh,
numbers though have been very high. People are definitely watching, and it's awesome to see it.
yeah, it's to be honest, our social media manager again posted something quite nice on Twitter the other day. Now I know you don't use Twitter very much, Will. So
No, I'm rarely on it.
no, exactly. So I thought I'd read this to you because I think it's a really sweet post, and you and me will fully back this because I know I posted it myself in retweet because I do agree with this. I can't lie and I won't lie. It's been a crazy week for us, even though it doesn't seem much. Baby steps. I know we don't have huge numbers, but the people we've got following along this mad journey, we appreciate. A little appreciation post for you all. I think that's sweet.
It is nice. Basically,
And
giving a big thank you to those that have tuned in, those who have said hi, and those that have dropped any kind of like or follow.
yeah, it's fantastic to have you all along with us, honestly. And we're so happy to actually be having people tuning in and listening to our mad ramblings.
Hmm.
Some weeks we're a little madder than others, other weeks we're a bit more drained from the week that's kicked off. But we get through, we have a good time. Right, we have other topics.
We do, my friend.
Oh,
We do.
what would you like to tackle next, Will? Microsoft?
Go on.
Okay. An Activision Blizzard, the CCO, Chief Communication Officer, I think it is, posted a meme about Sony and the the purchase of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft. So we actually know now my Activision Blizzard are getting pissed off with Sony about it. So even if this deal fell through, Activision Blizzard and Sony's relationship would have basically been severely damaged due to this.
Deteriorated.
So this is the meme posted by Lulu Cheng Mezervi. I think that's how you say it. I cannot say that one, but yeah. So basically, I will share the meme. I'll share it all. You can just take a look at this. It's quite good. So I'll give a little context to this. Microsoft and Nintendo have signed a 10-year agreement to bring Call of Duty to the Nintendo platforms, which is insane, to be honest. It's quite unprecedented. Not heard of it in a very, very
No.
long time. Sony has refused to go to these deals, even though Microsoft keep publicly offering them to come and sit down and talk. Sony are refusing. And in response, the CCO of Activision Blizzard posted this. And I think it's just the perfect message to send back. But it is very, very tongue in cheek. I do have to say. It's a good meme, though.
At some point, you'd think they're gonna realize, they're gonna start losing out in sales if they don't start trying to compromise.
Yeah. Now, I actually saw two contrary opinions regarding this tweet, and both of them was from friends of mine, but they were both polar opposites on this point. One of them said, why doesn't Sony just sit down and do the deal? Because at the end of the day, they have been getting exclusivities from Call of Duty for decades, and now that the shoe's on the other foot, they don't like it. Which has a very fair point, in my honest opinion.
They've gotten too comfortable with where they're sitting.
Exactly. Which, in my opinion, is exactly what happened with Xbox during the 360 days. They got too comfortable, PlayStation bypassed them, and they improved. And I just think Sony could do with that kick up the ass to improve themselves again, if I'm honest. But on the polar opposite, a friend of mine took a completely neutral stance in regards to this, and basically said, in my opinion, Microsoft are handling this wrong. Because if they're saying that they're going to give Call of Duty anyways, what is the point of Sony signing a deal? Makes sense, because then if Microsoft wasn't going to do it, there's no need for the deal to be signed. It makes a fair point. What's
Does that
the
mean
point?
they only just get the game? There's no PlayStation exclusives then?
Exactly.
So I feel like there's quite a few people, because it happens with stuff that like that anyway, where people will play a certain console because of certain kind of releases for that console first, like a long period of time before the other console gets it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's quite a few people that would play PlayStation solely for that early release, or extra content. If
Oh
they're
yeah.
not going to get that because they're not signing this deal, they're going to start losing player base, because people that prefer Xbox but were playing on PlayStation for that exclusivity, then they're gonna start losing player base, which means they'll start losing sales, which means it's gonna hurt them more than it will help them.
Yeah. I mean, I think we discussed this before Hogwarts Legacy released, but to bring it up once more, they actually have an exclusive quest in Hogwarts Legacy that
You
we
mentioned
have.
that before.
Yeah, we have to wait a full year to get access to that. And they're now having complaints that they've got to sit down with Microsoft to sign an agreement so that they can get the base version of Call of Duty. When you're the guys that have been pushing exclusivity onto so many people, I don't really think you have much of a standing point, personally. But I do have a little bit of bias against PlayStation because, well, I used to be all for PlayStation, I have to say that. And I was on PlayStation for a very long time in my life. Absolutely loved the platforms, and I have from PS1 to PS4. Didn't go for the new next gen consoles. I also don't have a next gen Xbox either. I went to PC, sorry, after PS3, and then bought a PS4 just for the latest Crash Bandicoot release, and now that's finally out on PC. So that was pretty much it. That was the reason I wanted a PS4. The new Crash Bandicoot and Marvel Spider-Man, and then that got released on PC as well. So you know, but they're going for console sales more than anything else. As I think we've discussed plenty of times, I wish there was a time in our lifespan in which exclusivity died and we bought consoles or devices depending on the benefits and merits to that device, not because of exclusivity of times.
If only that would happen, where it just comes down to really personal choice,
Yeah,
rather than, well, if I go with this, I get these benefits with that game, but if I go with this, I get these benefits with this other game.
yeah,
And the fact
exactly.
that that's what decisions are based off of, and not just what you would prefer to have.
Hmm. I mean, I'm not being funny. Look at TVs. They don't exclusivize anything. It's just this brand makes this one, this brand makes this one. Now, what are the benefits between them? Well, this one's got this spec, this one's got this spec. Okay, anything further? This brand typically lasts longer than this brand. We've got a better lifespan. I trust the technology more due to personal preference and past purchases. Okay, I'd probably go with that one then. That's how it works with other brands. But gaming consoles are so different due to that. I mean, I'm not being funny. If I went out to buy a DVD player, there's not specific exclusions on what DVDs I can stick into that DVD player. It's not how it works. And the fact that it's mad enough that you actually can make it so I can't stick my CD with my game on into certain devices is insane. Oh, but so be the way of the world, so to
Well,
speak.
that's just the way they look at it, though. Like they don't really care anymore about their player base and how many people they have playing. They just care about how much they can sell something for and how many of those they can sell to get as much money as possible.
Oh, 100%. That
They
is their
don't look at
primary
it
focus.
as these exclusivities will bring more people to our platform. That's good. They think of it as this exclusivity will bring more people to our platform, which means we get more money. They don't
Yeah,
care about the people. They care about the money.
no. They don't care much about people at all in regards to these things. And they're always wanting to be the arbiters, like, of this is how it should be done. But you rarely see them caring for their community in that regard. Um, there is actually one other thing I'd like to bring up today in regards to talking about major console platforms before we move on to the game topics. In a couple months' time, I believe, E3 is coming back for the first time in a while. And I've not watched E3 for a while because obviously it's been closed off since COVID started and everything, and they were unsure whether they were going to start back up. The three giants aren't going to be there, which is Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. But Ubisoft is guaranteed to be there. I reckon we might see chances of EA and a few other platforms, and probably the PC gaming show. Now, Sony denied it, don't know what the reasoning is. Same with Nintendo. Actually, no, I believe Nintendo did stick a reason down. I believe it was to do with the fact that they'd recently done a show themselves. Xbox had to deny due to a house issue, in-house issue, something along those lines. Now, they're not going to be there, but major industries are. I actually miss events like E3. As much as E3 was a bit of a shit show in its later time, I missed it because it was like the connection back with the community. I still remember the day that Cyberpunk 2077 was announced, and Keanu Reeves came out on stage, and he mentioned breathtaking, and someone in the audience shouted back at him, "You're breathtaking," and he shouted it back at them.
I do remember that.
That sort of interaction has been lost, I feel. And the fact that we get to see some developers again and actually build that connection back up after all this hard time, it'll be nice to see. It was a very divert point there, but it was just something I wanted to mention. Because I know it's not spoke about currently that much. It's not really that known that it's going on still, weirdly. But yeah, E3's returning. Hip hip hooray.
Who knows? Maybe something great will come off of it coming back.
Yeah, it'd be bloody lovely, wouldn't it? Gotta say, it'd be hilarious if it kicked off while you were around. It just does. Oh, well, I guess live streams need to be turned on. Jesus. What a day.
Yep.
Oh. Anyways, moving swiftly on. Seems to be my favourite saying since episode 4. Um,
I believe
you
someone
believe.
mentioned Atomic Heart.
Yes! Atomic Heart. I need to show a clip
Oh,
to discuss Atomic Heart. Because Atomic Heart has its moments where it disturbs the living fuck out of me. And I don't mean that as in it's like a bit disturbing or a bit creepy. No, I mean as in it just really fucking no. It does no moments. I'm gonna send you a link, Will, and I'm going to actually share my screen and unmute my desktop audio. and you tell me when you start, and we'll start going through it together.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, 1 second. Sorry,
What have you done?
apparently my device isn't picking up my audio there, so I've just fixed that. There we go.
Let me know when you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Ready?
I'm back at the start.
Yep. Let me know.
3, 2, 1, start.
Go. Love the looting.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's satisfying.
The fuck? Fuck me!
Oh, what a stud! I can't get enough of you jokes. Let me tie you to the bed, baby. No need to fight back, sugar. Oh, you're gonna love this.
Don't let her bind your arms! Can't you see I'm trying? Open to suggestions! Bring me to her sensor manipulator, quick!
How titillating! Rebellious dominant men really turn me on.
Oh, I'll turn you on, all right. Just let me at you.
What a brute! Oh, I love tough guys. I'm on fire.
Closer! I can't reach her! I'm trying! She's one strong-ass bitch.
I'm at your service, sugar. Anything for my master? What can I do for you?
More skills will become available to you soon, but choose shock for now.
Yeah, wait till it gets finishes the video.
Oh, how can I resist? Now let me show you what I can do. Professionally, I mean.
I've seen it. Literally. Crispy critters.
I'm here to help you upgrade your red-hot pocket rockets. And believe me, handsome, you can upgrade whatever tickles your fancy.
Weapons are useful. Open the corresponding window, Major.
Get rid of that glove, handsome. You don't need him anymore now that you've got me. I'll service. But I can do so much more. A quick romp with your axe is just a taste of things to come, you handsome beast. Did you enjoy it, big guy?
Yeah. Cool.
Use this powerful weapon to split the skulls of your enemies and bring me gifts so we can get down and dirty. I'll show you what real smut feels like.
Why should I bring you gifts?
Girls like being pampered.
Because the repair vendor needs resources to break them down and produce items. Luckily for us, it's not very picky, although some upgrades may call for unique components. I take it the facility is full of all kinds of junk. It is indeed, Comrade Major. I'll keep an eye out then.
I can't wait for your strong hands to grope my interface with lustful abandon.
That's it. We're done here. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. So, there's a reason I got you to watch that. And it's not just because I needed someone to be disturbed with me.
Is there a reason though?
Yeah, few
What
reasons
could
actually.
possibly be the reason?
One, to show the graphical quality of the game. Because I don't know about you, but the graphics, even in that little scene, it looks stunning.
Yeah.
The graphics of the game is amazing. Two, the looting mechanic, which I think is just fantastic.
That was very satisfying to watch.
And to think there's like numerous drawers and shit when you walk in some rooms, and you just fucking do that and just collect all of it.
In the room.
Yeah. The third is the upgrade mechanic, which I think's a bit mediocre, personally. I don't really like it too much because it's not something you can upgrade on the fly, but I like the idea at the same time because you've got to hit certain points to be able to upgrade, which makes sense. But it just feels a bit rocky to me, personally. The weapon mechanic is very similar, but I get it. You just got to make sure what components you've got and what you're collecting throughout. Because when you kill robots or enemies, you also loot their bodies and take some resources off them. The fourth point, the voice acting. Remember, you're supposed to be a Russian. Metro did this fine by just giving the voice actors Russian accents. But for some reason, they decided to go pure American across the board.
It didn't sound very Russian.
No. But it was a little bit odd in that regard, to be honest with you. And that bit kind of baffled me a tad. On top of that, there was one more issue that I pulled up during that scene. Yeah, the major reason I got you to watch the scene.
Yeah.
The sexualized aspect that you just listened to, the BDSM robot, as I call it, it has multiple elements similar throughout the game. And I actually got bitched at by an old grandma in the game. She's ace. She's called Nora. If you ever play that game, fucking hell, she's fantastic. Old English grandma doesn't give a fuck. Will fucking rough you up. Acts like fucking Lizzie herself. Mental. But she just turned round to me and went, "You can use my vending machine to create big guns so you can actually deal with shit, you weak ass bitch." Like, oh, okay. She went, "Don't worry though. It's not like your deviant girlfriend." Yeah, thanks for letting me know that you also know about the BDSM robot that I don't want anything to do with. Thanks. I feel judged now by AI.
That they did their job well.
Yeah, they did. It's really good fun though. I have been enjoying what I've played so far. I think I'm about 3 hours in. Not really had much time to get into it, I will be honest. But
Yeah.
I do plan to play more, so I've got a bit more information by next week.
I know you were fairly well hyped to play this game, so I'm sure you'll get on it plentiful amounts.
Oh, 100%, mate. But just as I got into playing it, because I must add, the first night I was going to play it, it was just after work. I was a bit tired, and I set the install off, and I realised it got onto my C drive. C drive didn't have enough space, so I had to move it to my D drive. Tried to launch it, wouldn't launch. Had to reinstall the game, it got to 50%. I started playing it, got about 10 minutes in, and then it capped me. I closed the game, shut down Xbox, reopened Xbox, and it was installing the other 50% of the game that it didn't install. So I had to wait till the day after to play it. So I'd lost a day. And then the next day, I'd loaded it up, played about 3 hours, and then went, shit, Sons of the Forest is released. So I had to buy and download that as well. So as I said, it was very messy. It was just so messy.
Got there in the end, it seems of it.
Oh, 100% I got there. It just took me a few minutes. But yeah, I honestly highly recommend it. It's... As much as people say it's trying to glorify the USSR, it's really not. It's actually constantly hinting, just within the 3 hours I played, about the corruption and deceit in the USSR, breaking it down until I reckon it'll eventually fall through. That's my personal inspect from it. I have heard someone actually expected a twist in the game right at the end. They went, I was waiting for this twist right at the end, and I was expecting it. And what happened was, instead of doing the twist I expected, they threw another twist at me from left field that I didn't expect. I don't know what these twists are. All I know is, apparently, the ending fucking catches you by surprise. So, expect it to be interesting. And apparently the story is really good. So, keep an eye out. Well worth check. But I believe we have one last game now.
You mentioned it already, my friend.
Yeah, good old Sons of the Forest.
Well,
Now,
from what I've heard about it, it's doing pretty damn okay.
yeah, actually, you know what? I'd like to quickly go back over to the prior game, Atomic Heart, and just quickly talk about the reviews. Once again, not by a AAA dev, and yet they've got 8,793 reviews, 87% positive, which already bypasses fucking Forspoken. Anyways, moving on.
Now, Rory, none of that.
I'm going to forever think like that. Sons of the Forest.
Is pathetic, but we'll not get into it.
Sons of the Forest, mate. 42,314 views, 83% positive.
Wow. In
No.
fairness, it's been a much anticipated game. Didn't it get I was saying this that it got like the release date got changed?
Yeah, it did. It got pushed
Yeah.
back by a couple of months. It's
Yeah,
in.
so-
To be honest, it's come out in early access.
Yes, I know that as well. It's there's quite a few bugs that have been in it, but the bugs have been fairly hilarious.
Yeah, it's been quite
they've
fun.
either been absolutely hilarious or it's just a duplication glitch.
Yeah, it's pretty much the majors. What I will say, if you ever played The Forest,
I did.
great game. You kind of need to sit and be willing to put the time into it, is what I find.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially with building.
yeah. This one though, I've played 1.4 hours, so I've not put much time into it yet compared to what you need to for a Forest game.
Yeah.
But do you remember how to make a basic camp in the Forest? So like a basic hut.
You have the prefabs, don't you?
Yeah, it was a prefab and that was it.
Yeah.
In this game, I needed to make a tent.
Yeah.
To make a tent, I looked at my book, realised what I needed, and I needed a tarp and 2 sticks. I could not put down a blueprint though. What I had to do was grab the tarp out of my inventory, place the tarp on the floor, grab a stick out of my inventory, and put the stick under one corner, and then grab another stick and stick that under the other corner. There we go, I have a tent.
Yeah, I've saw that a lot of the crafting and stuff is a lot more interactive. Like even the making of a spear, it's the same crafting, but instead of it just popping into existence, you would actually like hold the 2 sticks together, roll the duct tape around the sticks, and then sharpen the end of the sticks into a spear.
Yeah.
That's the only actual bit of crafting I've seen, but it looked absolutely brilliant. It was so satisfying to watch as well. Instead of like everything else, how you click on this and click on that, hit craft, and boom, there it is.
Yeah,
It was really nice to see an actual like really quick animation. Like it wasn't something that's gonna like take be really time consuming every time you do it. It was just really nice to see because it was like 1, 2 done, but it wasn't just a click and craft.
no, exactly. The way a lot of people think about this, to be honest, Sons of the Forest is pretty much it's more of a simulation than an arcade survival. Like, it's a lot more in depth, a lot more detailed. The actions require you to go through, and every bit of it feels animated and in depth, which is phenomenal. And I'll be honest, I love every bit that I've played so far. Not just that, I don't know if you know this, Will, but in the Forest game, there's only one gun, and it's a flintlock pistol.
Yeah. I watched a lot of The Forest and also played it myself. Didn't do the full playthrough because I'd already watched everything.
Yeah,
But did have a lot of good fun with it with my friend.
yeah, I absolutely love the Forest. I played a fair bit of it, but in the first one, the flintlock pistol that you have to go around and build it up. In this game, there's multiple projectile weapons.
Yeah, I've seen like off the start you get a bunch of different ammo types, and then I've seen very small clips you get. As far as I know, is there an AR, a shotgun, and a pistol at the very least?
I've got the pistol. I know about a shotgun, possible AR. I know about frag grenades. In the actual GIF,
you get frag grenades at the very start as well.
yeah, there's a GIF on the store page where it shows that you've got a compound crossbow. So
There was a streamer that I watch, well, more of a YouTube/streamer. He streams on YouTube. I
Oh.
was gonna watch him play Sons of the Forest and decided not to, but I did watch like the first 10 minutes, so like that's why I know a few bits. He got frag grenades out of one of the suitcases, and there was
Yep.
a rabbit running past. I'm sure you can piece together the rest.
Oh
of what
yeah.
happened.
Well,
He did not succeed in killing it though.
oh dear. Well, I don't. I'd like to make this slight announcement then now, just because why not? Will has just got Sons of the Forest.
Oh really, Roy? How'd that happen?
Me. Um, so, if it would be of interest, we could at some point, when we have a bit of time, spend some time and play through some of it together.
I would definitely not be against that.
Sounds good. Because what I'm thinking,
I actually, because you sent me that, I sent a message to my friend saying, "Well, we need to play Sons of the Forest now."
well, what I was thinking was we can always put some time into it together. You and me learn a bit, and also actually possibly do some live streaming on the Panther Talks channel.
Yeah, that can definitely be an option. I know you any VR gamers out there. We played After the Fall together. We played a few different VR games, but After the Fall was certainly one of the better ones that we've played and more
100%.
thoroughly enjoyed. And there was an update for that had 2 more levels in it, so we were thinking about playing that as well. And you mentioned you wanted to stream that too.
Yeah, I mean it'll give us some variety to add, just so people can sort of take part if they've got any questions or they want to have a discussion with us. It's more than happy to happen, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I suppose it'll also give them a little more insight to see who we are as people as well, and also let them understand more of my stupidity and the pain that you have to deal with.
Hey, mate, I'm no better.
Yeah, you and your
Oh,
flipping corners.
fuck it off. But yeah, I think it would just be a nice way to interact a bit better. And
Yeah.
if anyone is wanted to watch that, you'll be able to, and there will be links posted, etc., when that time comes.
And I'm sure when it does start, there will absolutely be no schedule.
Oh yeah, we'll absolutely not schedule shit. Don't worry. We'll just
The
drop it on you at the last second.
podcast will stay the same though if we do decide to do this.
Oh yeah, podcast will stay the same. Streams could be anytime, but we genuinely do not pay much attention as to when we're doing things. We just do them.
Maybe in the future, who knows?
Yeah, we might if we end up finding some time, we might end up just deciding fuck it. We'll start sticking like a live stream every now and again, every like 2 weeks on a certain day. Might be something that we do, but we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, there you go, peeps. Some information for you all. But yeah, that apart from our little idea now of what we're wanting to do in regards to live streams, etc., I think that might be us for the week. Unless there's any last bits you'd like to talk about, Will.
I don't want to go into it because I was rumored about it so much, but Diablo 3 Season 20 was finally released. For those that may not know as of right now,
Interesting one.
it will be the final season before Diablo 4, or at least once again that's rumored.
We'll see how long
But
that lasts.
it is going to be a crazy season with the new altar they have. So if you're interested in Diablo 3, I definitely recommend looking into it because it's going to be a crazy one.
Sounds great. I have also just been alerted. Apparently, there are rumours that there is a Hogwarts Legacy sequel of sort that's going to be put into production or something.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait until we hear more about that.
Yeah, but apparently these rumours have been confirmed. So yeah, there you go, peeps. Possibility there.
Oh, you never know.
Always nice to know. But nonetheless, thank you all for tuning in yet again. It's been great having you all around. And we hope to speak to you all. Have a good one. Till next time.
Yes, have a good one, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Exactly. Every week. See you then. Bye bye.